If you didn't expect spoilers, it's too late now. Squid Game Season 3 ends in the most shocking way. Everyone dies. Even Gi-hun takes his own life. But the biggest twist, the games aren't over. They continue in the United States. In this video, you'll be the first to find out how it all ends and what's coming next. The final game is called Sky Squid. Just like the original Squid Game, it uses the triangle, square, and circle shapes. But this time, they're placed on tall, dangerous platforms. Before we get to that, let's rewind to earlier in the season, where the emotional chaos begins. At the start, we see Gi-hun with players 120, 149, 007, and 222. Dae-ho stays distant after betraying the rebellion. When player 07 reveals what really happened that night, Gi-hun silently blames Dae-ho. Then comes the first game of the season, hide and seek in a giant maze. Players randomly choose red or blue by picking colored balls. Blue players must escape or hide. Red players each get a knife and must kill at least one blue player to survive. Before entering the maze, players can switch teams. Player 007 swaps vests with his mother so she won't have to kill. He now must murder someone to survive. Inside the maze, chaos begins. Player 333, who promised to protect Jun-hee and her baby, breaks his word and starts killing blue players for money. Player 120 joins forces with 222 and 149, protecting them like a true soldier. She finds an exit but is killed by player 333 before she can tell anyone. A heartbreaking death. Meanwhile, player 007 can't bring himself to kill until he sees Jun-hee. He raises his knife but is stopped when his own mother stabs him with her hidden hairpin knife to protect the baby. A gut-wrenching moment as she kills her own son. Later, Gi-hun confronts Dae-ho in the maze. Rage builds up as he remembers the betrayal and the death of his best friend. Overcome with emotion, Gi-hun grabs Dae-ho by the neck and strangles him with his bare hands. No words, just pure fury and revenge. This time, the VIPs don't stay behind the scenes, they become part of the violence. After the round, player 149 confides in Gi-hun, revealing she once killed her own son. She asks him to protect player 222 and her baby. That night, unable to bear the guilt, she takes her own life. A heartbreaking end to another player's story. The next game is Jump Rope. On a bridge high in the air, players must cross in time or fall. Gi-hun crosses with the baby, planning to return for player 222. But time runs out. Jun-hee asks him to save her child and jumps to her death. The baby becomes the new player 222 and inherits her mother's prize money. Now, only the finalists remain. Gi-hun, player 333, player 100, and others, including the baby. At the feast before the final game, In-ho, the frontman, invites Gi-hun for a private talk. He reveals that he was the host all along and gives Gi-hun a knife, offering him the chance to kill the others and leave with the baby and money. Gi-hun takes the knife but refuses to kill, remembering player 067 and the kind of man he wants to be. The final game begins. On each platform, players must vote to eliminate someone. At the last platform, only Gi-hun, player 333, and the baby remain. Player 333 tries to throw the baby off, but Gi-hun stops him. Player 333 falls. Gi-hun could win. Just press the button and leave. But he must still choose who dies, him or the baby. He places the baby safely away from the edge and steps off the platform. Gi-hun sacrifices himself to keep his promise. After the season ends, Jun-ho finally arrives on the island. In-ho activates explosives to destroy the tunnels. Before escaping, he picks up the baby, now the new winner of Squid Game. Meanwhile, in Los Angeles, Gi-hun's daughter opens the door to find In-ho, who gives her a box with Gi-hun's green tracksuit and a Squid Game card with the prize money, but no pin code. As In-ho drives through the city, he sees a woman slapping a man with the red-blue tile game, Dokji. The games are starting again. Squid Game may be over in Korea, but it's alive and well in the USA. And just like that, the cycle begins again. With Gi-hun gone, the baby now carries the weight of his sacrifice and the legacy of the game. Jun-ho walks away with the child, but the real horror isn't behind them, it's spreading. As In-ho drives past the streets of Los Angeles, that familiar slap echoes through the air. A new player is being recruited. A new game is about to begin. Squid Game isn't over. It's evolving, and this time, the world is the arena.